Hey guys, Chris here, and it is still Monday. So I'm getting a Man Talk Monday out right now. I was kindly reminded by my friend Steve that I was up to bat for today, and it did not hit my calendar. And we have a process of who goes next in order. And that's exactly actually what this video is about. This Man Talk Monday is about, is you need to keep on your calendar what is most important to you. You need to fight for that time, set reminders. And this one's on me because we had updated the list and I had not gone into my calendar and put my name on the date as a reminder for myself. So, with that being said, I do want to bring to front of mind that the things that land on your calendar, the things that you invest your time in, are the things that are going to show results. And this is something that is studied. This is something that is proven. This is something that is not a magic trick or a secret. There's plenty of books on time management. There's plenty of books on setting goals and accomplishing them. At the end of the day, though, the things that you spend your time on are the things you are going to get results from. And that's both the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so if you spend your time and you calendar your time in such a way that after work every day, you're going to the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and that's part of your daily routine, you're going to get some results that show that you've put the time and the effort and that was on your calendar and you showed up, you were present, you did the work. The same is true of, I would say, I would argue, your bank account. They say actually, if you look at your bank account, if you look at your savings account, your checking account, your investments, your debt, and you look at that on a reoccurring basis at least once a week, and you actually tally and you look at all those accounts, you balance them, you look at them at least once a week. Uh, the science there, the psychology there goes to show that you will save more money, you will invest more money, you will get out of debt quicker. And so, but it has to land on your calendar. A certain day of the week, you're going to do that. um, Same goes with in Braveheart. We talk a lot about identity work. We talk about our mission statement, our identity statement, um, and being in tune with those, being in touch with those, setting aside time on a daily basis to do your circle work, to do the work involved in kind of a really just putting that work in to be more in tune with who God made you to be. If you're interested in what that means, if you haven't gone through the Braveheart Intensive, check out the link below for other intensives that are coming up soon. We'd like to stay in touch, join our mailing list so you know when those are happening. We just did one in Georgia. It was phenomenal. We have a couple others coming down the pike this next year, we hope. But it really is as simple as calendaring those big items and staying true to your calendar. And so the way I like to do it is I like to look at what are the things on a daily basis I have to fight for to get the results that I want. And that can be my physical health, my mental health, my spiritual health, um, my emotional health. And so, what are those things? Well, almost on a daily basis, I would say 5, 6 days a week, there is 45 minutes set aside for just some really walking. Hate to be so bland, but just walking and getting my heartbeat up, going on a 3 mile walk, and just really hitting the getting the cardio up, getting that going. And so 3 mile walk every day. And then 3 times a week, I'm doing some lifting. And so I have those set aside, same time every day, making sure those are taking place. Then on a daily basis, it can be usually if you marry these things to a location on your calendar. So this can be in your car on your commute to work. You do this one thing every day. So that could be, positive affirmations, doing some sort of thankfulness exercise. They say that when we you tap into gratitude, it makes us a more thankful person. And so maybe it's 60 seconds a day. Whenever I leave my driveway and I drive to the end of the street, there's not going to be any radio, no podcasts, no music, silence. And I'm just going to thank God for whatever comes to mind. So that's just an example of how on a daily basis you calendar something in, something that you want to see more positive result in your life, something that you want to see better, something you want to accomplish. And then on a weekly basis, uh, you know, for for us that are married, it might be a date night on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. Even if you're not doing it monthly, at least just get one date night on the books once a month. Um, this could be a longer, maybe once a week. It's a 1 hour. If you have a really hefty work schedule, work family schedule, maybe it's a couple hours on a Saturday or on a Sunday where you're going to go on a hike through the woods, or you're going to get off, sit by a stream somewhere. Maybe it's going to the library and getting lost in an adventure book of some sort. It can be whatever, but again, it's consistency and it's carved out on your calendar. You know it. The other people in your life know it. Oh, well, yeah, actually, kind of every Saturday from 8 to 11, Chris typically does this. And that could be even just yard work and zenning out in your headphones if that's your thing. But it's carving out those moments, and calendaring them and keeping them sacred, um, to to the results that you're trying to achieve. The emotional, the spiritual, the physical, these different areas of your life where you're chasing something, because you believe that really there's a next step, there's a next chapter, there's a next something over the horizon that you're supposed to be chasing in that arena, not for anybody else, not to compete with someone else, but it's for you, and it's you trying to be the best person, and um, you're trying to be the best person. You're trying to be the best version of you that God created. And you're going to hit the snooze button one day. You're going to decide you don't want to do that one thing on the calendar one day. You're going to miss one day. You're going to be late one day. But the reality is you're showing up. It's on the calendar. So it's kind of like this funnel that's guiding you to that one spot, that one time on the calendar. And you will see improvement. You will see growth. This past year, I focused on some things physically, um, and I was eating at the same time every day. I was exercising the same time every day. And because of that, I was able to get some results that I was looking for. But those times were actually carved out. Those rhythms were carved out for me. Um, and financially, there were some things that I was working on. And weekly, I had reminders set on my calendar to go and take certain steps, take certain actions, make sure that I was in tune with the numbers that I was seeing and the goals that we had set. Are we meeting any of these? Are we getting any closer? And um, it, it really changed even some of our spending habits and our how we budget. So, with that, I think you'll surprise yourself because you'll start to see progress in a couple of different areas of your life. And you might be surprised because you start to realize, well, if I can do this here, if I can see improvement here, maybe I can see improvement over here. If I can see improvement over here, maybe I can see improvement over there. And it's really about not staying stuck in a rut because something happened to you, or because you took a wrong turn at some point in your life, or because you let yourself go a little bit, or maybe you fell into a certain kind of sin or certain kind of, you experience some sort of trial, uh, a health setback, whatever. Um, there are going to be things that you encounter that unfortunately are outside of your control. It doesn't matter how many times you put it on the calendar. Um, you can't just simply say, I don't want cancer anymore. Um, that's something you can say, but it's going to take a lot of visits to the doctor. It's going to take a lot of time in prayer. It's going to be asking God for healing. Um, I have people in my life that are struggling with that right now. So it's not so much some of the things that are completely outside of our control, but it really is thinking about the things that are within our control. And so I think starting there and asking yourself the question, what is it in my life that I currently have control of, that I can make decisions on, that if I chose to spend my time differently, I would see progress in such a way that would be a blessing to me and to those around me. So again, it's asking yourself the question, what is within my control that I make decisions on, and how I calendar my time in these different arenas of life? And in these different arenas, if I were to spend more time in here, here, or here, and I did so in a positive way, what kind of blessing would that be to me and to those around me if I did that? So get it on the calendar, make sure it's on the calendar, set reminders, tell somebody else in your life what's going on. Steve knew that I was supposed to make this video today. He knew that something was missing. Maybe many of you did, knew that a Man Talk Monday was missing, and he called me out. And so have people in your life to inquire, how's it going? What's going on in this arena of your life? So this is just it kind of goes along with why I missed Man Talk Monday this morning, but it more so, I think, just shows the power of the calendar and really setting aside time and investing time in the areas that you want to see different results. Quite simply put. So with that, um, I do I do pray that you would look at time as a precious resource. Um, what a gift that we got to wake up today. We got to breathe today. We got to make decisions today. We got to be around people that we love today. And that, God willing, you get to do the same tomorrow. And so every minute is another minute that we get, a minute to make a decision, a minute to seek forward progress, a minute to partner with God and who He wants us to be and how He wants us to show up in this world that He's created. So, with that, have a great Monday, guys.